Hi guys, it's Carl Allen from Dealmaker Wealth Society. Last week we talked about goal setting in a way that will keep you hungry and motivated to do deals. And I'll link that video in the description below if you check it out if you've not seen it yet. But today I want to talk to you about something that we all tend to complain about not having enough of, and that's time. As of this recording, many of us are quarantined in our homes, and since I'm not able to travel, I feel like I've got so much more time on my hands. It's got me thinking about productivity and time management. Those are two things that are extremely important when it comes to deal making and when it comes to buying businesses. And in reality, time is the one personal resource that we all have the same amount of, 168 hours a week. But what separates the winners from the losers, those that achieve those goals and those that don't, is what you do with that time. So whether you're motivated during this time to keep your deal momentum going, or you're working on a plan to manage your time better once quarantine is lifted, here are some tips to help you make the most out of it. Let's get started. So telling yourself that you don't have enough time to do deals is complete and utter BS. Now, what I want to show you first of all is just how much free time you actually do have to do things that are really important for you and things that are going to really move the needle in any area of their life. Now, obviously, I want you to apply this to deal making and buying businesses, but you'll see all this free time, you can spend it however you want. Now, the first thing I need you to do is I need you to do a time audit. And you don't need to be super forensic about this, but what I want you to do is just kind of think back over the last 7 days and just determine what you've done with your time. So we're going to do this for 7 days. And this is an audit. So what's the first thing that we're going to do? So we know we have 168 hours available in the week. Doesn't matter who you are, what you're doing, we've all got 168 hours. It's 24 hours a day times 7 days. Now, the first thing that you'll do is obviously we need to sleep. So I don't know how much you sleep, whether you sleep 8 hours a night like me, or 10 hours a night, or 3 hours a night, it doesn't matter. But let's say that you've slept 8 hours a night times 7 days. So that's 56 hours. So you've slept for 56 hours. So you've already lost 56 out of your 168. Now, there's going to be family time. So I spend on average about 3 hours a day with my family. So my family is 3 hours times 7, 21 hours. Next, there's obviously things that you will do in your life, like working or consulting or whatever you do to currently make money. So let's figure out what that is. And let's say that's 40 hours a week, which is the average. So I'm not going to say work because I don't know what you do, but I'm just going to put the $sign. So whatever you do right now to make money, because you can buy businesses alongside what you're currently doing to make money. You can do it part-time. So let's say you're going to spend 40 hours in your week to do whatever makes you money. So 168 hours what you started with, 56 hours sleeping, 21 hours with family, 40 hours with however you make money. So that is 117 hours. So if you take the 117 hours away from your 168, that gives you 51 hours. So from sleeping, spending time with your family, doing the things that make you money right now, you have 51 hours left. And what's important is what you're going to do with that time. So next, I want to talk to you about time zones. What we're going to do is we're going to take those 51 hours from your time audit, all the things that you've done, and we're going to put them into 4 different time zones. And what we're going to do in these zones is 2 things. This is a 2x2 grid. On the vertical axis, it's about how urgent those things were. So at the top, we've got not urgent, and at the bottom, we've got urgent. So stuff that you've done, super urgent, it comes down here. Stuff that you've done, not really that urgent, like watching TV, is here at the top. On the horizontal axis, it's about how important those tasks were. So over here is super important, really important stuff that you had to do. And on this side is stuff that's not important. Then what we're going to do is going to label these 4 time quadrants. So the first one is what I call the zone of distraction. So it's not urgent, it's not important. Now this could be like scrolling Facebook, checking in with your friends. It could be watching Netflix, all the new series that are out, like the Tiger King or whatever it's called. I haven't watched it because I don't really like spending a lot of time in the zone of distraction, or stuff that you're doing that's not urgent, not important. So next we're going to talk about things that are not important but they're deemed urgent, and normally they're deemed urgent by other people, not you. We call that the zone of delusion. So that could be you responding to emails out of hours. You wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning, you make a coffee, and then you're just going through and you're scrolling your emails. You're not doing them, you're not being productive with those in your 40 hours of work. You're just checking emails and doing different things. It could be Zoom calls out of hours, just catch-up calls that you probably don't need. You should be doing those in your 40 hours as well. It could be your honey-do list. You know, I've spent quite a bit of time in the zone of delusion over the past few weeks. I've got big lists of jobs to do. As you can see, I have a 2-acre garden in my house in the countryside in England, and there's loads of things that obviously want doing. Now, they're not important to me. There's other things I'd rather be doing, like calling sellers and creating new videos like this. But they're deemed urgent because my wife wants me to do them as part of this lockdown. So it could be your honey-do list. It could be other things that you've put off over the course of months or even years, and you're thinking, well, yeah, I'll just get them done now because I've got this extra time. They're not really important, but they're deemed urgent. The next one is the zone of demand, and this is where we tend to spend the most of our time. So these are things that are really important and they're really urgent, so important projects that you have to get done. It could be you know, homeschooling with your children and all those different things. So things that are really, really important and are really urgent. And this is where we tend to spend most of our time, the zone of demand and the zone of distraction, because we're sedating ourselves with all this nonsensical stuff like Facebook and Netflix and watching TV and doing all this stuff on social media that is just not going to move the needle in your life. And then the final place, the place where we really need to be spending most of our time, is what we call in the zone. So this is stuff that, you know, it's not massively urgent, but it's really important. So this is the stuff that's going to really serve you. This is the stuff that's going to really fulfill you. And for me, when I'm doing deals, I'm really in the zone. So this is the place where I'm the happiest, where I'm the most productive, and it's really moving the needle in my life. So I first did this time audit about 2.5 years ago because I just really wasn't feeling that I had enough time to do all the things that I wanted to do. So I did this audit. So I took my 51 hours, it's about 2.5 years ago, and I went through and I thought, you know, how many hours have I been in the distraction zone? How many hours have I been in the delusion zone? How many hours have I been in the demand zone? And how many hours have I been really in the zone and doing things that were really important to me, but not urgent, stuff that was lighting me up. I wasn't under any pressure. I was going at my own pace, i.e. doing deals. And the analysis, the results were really kind of shocking for me, really kind of disappointing. So I was spending in my 51 hours during my 7 days, that 51 hours of free time that I had outside of all the other stuff I was doing, I was spending 19 hours in the distraction zone. I was watching Game of Thrones. I was on Facebook all the time. I was on YouTube all the time. I was watching movies and TV and you know, reading, you know, novels and magazines and all this crazy stuff that, you know, it's nice to spend a little bit of time in here, maybe 4, 5, 6 hours, but not 19 hours. That was crazy. That was 37% of my 51 hours of free time. It was absolutely unbelievable. In the Zone of Delusion, I was spending 10 hours, 20% of my time, doing my honeydew list and doing emails and things that, I really shouldn't be doing. I should have been doing those in my normal 40 hours of work. In the demand zone, I was spending 14 hours. 14 hours of my 51. That's 27% if my mental maths are serving me well today. Unbelievable. And in the zone, the stuff that I really needed to be in as much as I could, I was only spending 8 hours of my time, which, doing the mental maths, about 16%. So unbelievable. That's how unproductive I was as a human being with my 51 hours of free time. Now, after I realized all this and I made some changes to my lifestyle, look at how my numbers changed. So here's my 51 hours after I made all these changes. My distraction zone, I decided I was only going to spend 4 hours per week. Now, you don't want to not do anything in here. Sometimes we need to relax. Could be, watching a movie with your children, or could be watching a movie with your wife, if that's in addition to those 3 hours a day, or whatever it is you do in your family time. But time to relax, time to do things, I put that down to only 4 hours per week, which was 8%. The Zone of Delusion, again, I thought, you know what? I'm going to spend 1 hour per day, just Monday to Friday, in the Zone of Delusion. That's just another 5 hours, which is only 10% of the time. The Zone of Demand, I wanted to bring that down even further. So I was only doing 9 hours in the Zone of Demand, which is about 18%. And then what that did, all that extra time, all those hours moved into this box. And what that gave me to be in the zone, to do the deals that really were going to fulfill me and light me up and really move the needle in my life, I now have 33 hours in this zone, in the zone of fulfillment, being really in the zone. And that was 65%. So I want you guys to do the exact same thing. Do the time audit. Take your 51 hours, or whether it's 48 or 60 or however many free hours that you've got in your week. Remember, 168 hours total, less the time you spend with your family, less the time you sleep, less the time you spend doing the things you're doing right now to make money. Whatever that number is that's left, just calculate where you are right now and then make some of those changes. Reward yourself with an hour a day or something like that in the zone of distraction. Zone of Delusion, again, cap it 1 hour per day if you can, just Monday to Friday. Zone of Demand, again, try and half that, or really make some changes in that, and then push all that extra time into the zone, into your zone of fulfillment, the area where you're going to do your very best work. And then I want you to use all that extra time to do deals. So if you're in Dealmaker CEO, use that time, 33 hours per week, to spend doing deals. That's like 5 times more than you actually need to do the program. Imagine you're probably spending 2, 3, 4 hours a week on it right now. If you had 33 hours to go through this program, you could watch the entire training in less than 33 hours in the first week, and then spend the rest of the time in weeks 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for however long we're in lockdown, implementing the program, going out, creating your deal specification, working on your mindset every day. You could spend 30 minutes or even an hour every day working purely on your mindset. That's only 7 hours of the 33. And then you're going to have a massively dialed in mindset and be bang in the place to be doing deals. And then you can be spending an hour a day, even 2 hours a day, doing deal origination, calling people, calling business brokers, calling wealth managers, calling CPAs and lawyers and bankers and all the other people in your network to generate deal flow for you. That can be done. That has to be done in this zone. And then once you've got loads of deals, loads of opportunities to focus on, you can be spending some of that time talking to sellers, going through, asking them the questions, why is the business for sale? How do they generate new business opportunities? How do they scale? How's the business structured? Do they have people in the business that can step up and be your general manager and run that business for you. That means when you buy it, you don't have to go into that business and run it every day. You could be talking to financiers. You could be doing all these amazing things to move you through the journey of buying a business. And it all happens, my friends, in the zone of fulfillment. So thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch today's training video. I hope you found it useful, and you can use these tips to start making the most of your time, whether it be in your deal making journey or in your everyday life. And if you like this video, please subscribe to our channel and like this video. We upload new videos every Tuesday, every Thursday, and we're sharing plenty of tips and tools for you each and every week. And if you're ready to take the next step towards your first deal, then I've got an awesome free gift for you. It's in the description below. It's the link to my business buying blueprint, how to own an established profitable business in under 99 days using none of your own money. Get your free copy by clicking the link below the description of this video. So that's all for today. Stay tuned for more from the Dealmaker Wealth Society, and I will see you guys soon. Until then, bye for now.